every time we hear AI, if we put $1 to the side, I mean, we would have been rich. Yes. And yeah, and Volker, for people like you and I mean, it feels like we are living in a toy store. I mean, there are so many toys. I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, that's why I started saying we need to start managing our own expectations and managing our own excitement. Because it's very easy to fall into the trap to just go for the nice tool rather than focusing on the business problem we are trying to solve. I mean, if you ask me, the ultimate boss is the consumer. So that's the way we see it. And then we are just trying to find a way to serve the consumer as much as we can through the services we provide.
First of all, thank you for listening to our EXF's podcast, and apologies that I interrupt this episode. I promise I keep it short, but it's quite important and I need your help, please. I've been publishing these podcast conversations for 2 years now, and I see from the statistics that many of you are listening to my podcast on Spotify or Apple, and some of you are watching on YouTube. Thank you for that, and I hope you enjoyed the episode so far. I plan on making more episodes, but in order to do so, as I'm a one-man show, I would like to ask for your help, please. It doesn't cost you anything except for maybe 1 minute of your time. Please subscribe to my podcast on Apple or Spotify and subscribe to my YouTube channel. With your subscriptions, I will be able to reach more listeners, which in turn helps me get further interesting guests for you to listen to. So if you will, it's a win-win. Subscribe, and if you want, you can also leave a like or a comment, or tell me if there's anyone you want me to speak to in one of my episodes. Thank you so much for your support, and now let's start the next episode. 23 years in the same company, a seasoned expert in HR, service delivery, HR technology, and of course, employee experience. Bringing his own lens with learnings and applied ideas. What a great conversation. Welcome to another Employee Experience Labs podcast from the Munich Podcast studio. Employee Experience Labs podcasts are about HR tech, employee experience, shared service, and other interesting topics around HR at the workplace. We continue our most successful season so far, from the Workbook of an HR leader, where I'm talking to experienced colleagues in our field about their daily working routine and what and how they are going about the various challenges they have to face each day. I'm a tireless believer that we can all be better if we learn from each other, but there are not many opportunities to actually do that. Yes, there are conferences, but how often can you attend one in a year? And yes, there are peer-to-peer connections, but how many do you manage to keep running? I'm a firm believer that we can all do a better job if we learn from each other, and so I'm inviting seasoned HR experts from various fields and companies to tell us about their workday and how they go about the challenges of today. I was waiting long to record today's episode as my guest is very busy and time zone and business travels did not align for some time. But today, I'm talking to a good colleague of mine, the SVP HR and Global Business Services at P&G, Onur Karakus. Onur has started his career 23 years ago at P&G in Istanbul and has since then experienced probably any role the HR function has to offer, and that across almost all continents, starting in Europe, moving to Asia, and landing finally in the US. Throughout each role and each station, Onur has left a mark and also, of course, learned a lot. He's like me, a firm believer of a growth mindset and as excited about innovation in our space as well. But also focused on the business case, deeply rooted in the understanding that our function is a supporting function, and everything we do must be in service of the wider employee and company success. We have talked about this and other different stations, HR structures, and of course AI and innovation. But let me pause here. Listen for yourself. Meet Onur Karakus, SVP HR and Global Business Services. Hello, Onur. It's so great to see you. Welcome to the X Labs podcast. I wanted to have you on already for some time, and I'm so excited that today we finally find some time. Thank you so much for coming. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you, Volker, and thanks for having me. I mean, I also wanted to
Pleasure.
join this for a long time, and I'm enjoying your podcast already.
Thank
So
you so much.
hope I mean I'll add some value to your podcast. But thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure it is, Onur. For sure it is. And I think for those of you who don't know you, we will go into introductions in a second, but I'm pretty sure everything you have to share is extremely exciting. You and I, we every now and then manage to connect and exchange, and I find it always exciting and insightful. You have such a vast experience already, and sharing this, I'm really happy that we are going there. But
Thank you.
before we go there, Onur, tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? What is your background? What are your experiences? What is your role now? And how did you get to that role?
Okay, I mean, thank you. So actually, a lot of things followed the other, and then I managed to get the role that I'm in. So currently, I'm leading people services for P&G globally. And we'll talk about the role later on. But a quick background about myself. So I studied economics.
Mm.
Then, with the advice from some of my mentors and friends, I had my master's degree on human resources.
Good.
Actually, then I even started my PhD, but I mean, it was almost mission impossible together with PNG. So I completed my courses. When it comes to thesis, I said, okay, let's put it on hold. So it's still a dream of mine to go back and finish it at one point in time.
I hear
But
you.
I joined PNG now 23 years ago
Wow.
in Istanbul.
Mm.
In HR, I started with talent acquisition. Then in the first 3 years, I kept taking over new responsibilities, comp
Mhm.
and ben, employee relations, employee
Mhm.
communications,
Mhm. Mhm.
HR business partner. So this helped me to see different practices of HR in different areas.
Yeah.
And then to my surprise, in my fourth year, PNG asked me to move to Tel Aviv to be country HR manager for
Ah.
Israel, West Bank, and Gaza.
Wow.
And I said yes. So I moved to Tel Aviv. It was outstanding because at this time I had the chance to see HR end to end.
Yeah.
Then you realize there are many other things as HR manager you need to do, from security to medical, organization design, executive coaching. I mean, so many different areas that I did not have the chance to expose before. Then from there, moved back to Istanbul, worked
Mhm.
on overall organization design of PNG Turkey, the sales, overall go-to-market sales, finance, logistics,
Wow. Yeah.
distributor capability building. So it was fantastic
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then moved to Geneva, Switzerland, initially regional HR roles. Again, at this time, I had the chance to oversee some of the plants,
Mm.
be part of a big leadership team managing multi-billion dollars. Again, a lot of great experiences there as well. And then I stepped into the world of HR systems, solutions, services.
Yeah.
Uh, and to be honest, it was not the most preferred roles at that point in time. Uh, but I loved it. I mean, I took it. It was leap of faith, and I'm glad I did. Um, in a year time, I started managing Europe, Middle East, Africa, and
Yeah.
then I took over APAC and China. So I was managing everything except
Wow.
North America and South America.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was a fantastic experience. I've done it for
Mhm.
5 years. I loved
Mhm.
it. We improved a lot of systems, brought some innovation. So I mean, I was able to see the real impact we were making. Then I received a call. I was offered a role in the Philippines to be the country
Mm.
HR manager. And again, this time similar to Tel Aviv experience, but much bigger, a
Mhm.
big business, much bigger production plant,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
our shared service organization. I've
Yeah.
done it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then PNG asked me to move to US to lead overall talent transformation. So which
Wow. Yeah.
included changing all the legacy systems and HR
Mhm.
processes we have So it was a huge team effort, but it was a global one, and it was great to have the global experience in a company like P&G. After I've done that, I moved to shared services to run the overall hypercare for all the transformation we've done. And now actually I have the privilege to lead overall people services at P&G. So I mean, all these experiences helped me to become somewhere in between HR and IT, which I mean, I must say I love where I am today. I'm enjoying
It's
it.
amazing, Onur. It's amazing. I mean, I think I didn't promise too much when I said at the beginning your vast experience. You have seen almost all the regions. You have seen end-to-end HR, and I think that's a good point that you make, right? Many people forget what's the variety of all the different HR roles, right? And how different they are, and why we need also experts in the different roles. I think that's again a very different flavor that you can bring to this. That's amazing. Una, before we go further down, I'm almost certain everyone knows, but would you mind talking for a minute or so about who is P&G? How big are you? What's your geographic footprint, etc.?
Yeah. I mean, P&G is a global consumer goods company. So we have more than 170 years under our belt. So we have some very well-known brands like, I mean, Pampers, Tide, Fairy, Always. So we play in many different areas, and our entire vision and focus is to understand the consumers better and help them improve their lives day after day. So it's a global company. So we operate in more than 70 countries, but our products are sold in more than 100 countries. So the annual revenue is around $90 billion. So, and I mean, we are proud of the overall footprint we have and the value we are adding to the world's consumers.
Ah, fantastic. Amazing. Thank you, Onur. And I think it's all, if we look left and right, we'll see many of the P&G products in our shelves. At least
Yeah.
I can do.
I hope so. Yeah.
Now, Onur, talking a bit about your role, how, if you think about it, how would you describe your role in an elevator speech? And if you then would drill a bit deeper, what's the end-to-end remit that you have today?
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you ask me in one sentence, I will say we take care of our people so they take care of our business. That's what we do.
Very
We
nice.
try to enable them, empower them so that they can focus on the business itself. And we do it through our services and the support we provide to the employees. And in my scope, we have a wide range of services we provide to P&G employees. We touch almost each employee experience area. And I'll go into more details, I think, later on about the specifics of my service.
Yeah.
But it ranges from managing facilities, real estate, to PC services, to traditional HR services, your payroll, global relocation, overall talent. So it's a big organization. It's global, and we are serving more than 110,000 employees and all our retirees.
Wow. That's a lot. And retirees are it's a whole different way of servicing them than employees. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, as you know, P&G is a build from within company, which means that more than 90% of our new hires are coming directly from the university, like myself. So therefore, we hire to retire. So, I mean, taking care of our retirees is also extremely important for us.
That's amazing. What did you say again? How much? What's the percentage that you start from college, from
Yeah,
university?
more than 90% is directly from
Wow.
the universities.
Wow, that's amazing.
And our
I didn't
CEO,
have this number. That's
high-level
interesting. Yeah.
executives, they join company right after the college.
Amazing. I mean, the opportunities that this means for everyone who joins you are tremendous, right? Because everyone can basically be clear, hey, this is what the company counts on. This is a career to grow and stay. And your career exemplifies that, right? From Istanbul to Israel, to Istanbul, to Geneva, to the Philippines, to the US. I mean,
Yes.
that's amazing. Yeah. And seeing it all and learning it all directly. That's pretty cool. Now, how is when it comes to P&G and the overall HR organization, then particularly the shared services area, your area, how are you structured? Is it do you have like one HR structure where you run the operations but you report to the CHRO? Are you running a global business services organization, P&G, and you are part of that? How does this all work in P&G?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good question. I mean, and you and I mean, we've been to benchmarking sessions together multiple times. So each organization finds its own way
Yes.
to add value to its customers and consumers. So for us, we are structured with business units, then corporate functions supporting the business units. Corporate functions are, I mean, one of them is HR. And then we have overall global business services. Within global business services, we have service lines for finance, product supply, as well as for HR, what we call people services. In my role, I'm reporting directly to the head of global business services.
Yeah.
But I have a dotted reporting line to CHRO. So we work hand in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, reporting line does not matter. The good news is the priorities and the choices we make at corporate function HR level and global business services level, they are in sync.
Yeah.
And my choices cascade down from them.
Brilliant.
So we are serving the overall HR function, all the employees, and driving superior employee experience is a priority for all of us. So that's what makes it easier. But in an organization like P&G, being part of a matrix organization and managing multiple stakeholders is a normal challenge that we always have. But it makes it much easier when you have the same set of choices, which we have at P&G.
Definitely. I mean, you have these two bosses, if you will, and stakeholders at the same time. And then I can imagine you also have many stakeholders separately at each BU, right? Because each BU probably has also different ideas of what they need, what they want, what they can afford, right? There are the business units that are more in developed markets, the ones in developing markets. How does this fit? Do you also matrix towards them a bit and have a stakeholder alignment with them, or how do you go in towards your business units, who are, I guess, then the consumers of all the services that your organization provides?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest objectives we have is to remain in touch with our businesses. Because when you have these global roles, it's sometimes easy to get isolated and start focusing on the technology or the innovation. You can get excited about what you will bring.
Yes.
But they only mean something if they add value to business, to your employees, and at the end, your consumers and shareholders. So therefore, we have quarterly connects with each president of each and every business unit, each region. I have more frequent connects with the HR leaders, finance leaders, IT leaders on the businesses. And we always check, I mean, is what we are doing in line with what you need? What else you need? How can we help? So it's a constant check, Volker. And as you can imagine, things do change all the time. I mean, we are living in an environment, things change very frequently, and then we adjust our plans accordingly. And then we go back and track. But yes, I mean, to me, I mean, if you ask me, the ultimate boss is the consumer. So that's the way we see it. And then we are just trying to find a way to serve the consumer as much as we can through the services we provide.
I couldn't agree more on this one, right? For me, it's also ultimately, you know, it's the consumer that you need to make happy and need to make sure that they can utilize their time in the best interest of the company. And, some people in HR don't want to hear that, but I think it's true. We are just a support function. Nothing that we do is adding to the top line. But we are definitely utilizing resources, so we are subtracting from the bottom line. And if we don't do it properly in the service of our consumers, then we do something. Absolutely. But I also have to say, Onur, for you and me, I think this is very, very clear. Probably doesn't even require a conversation. It's like there we are aligned. But I have recently spoken also to colleagues who are starting fresh and new in the space, and for them it's not so clear. It's not so direct. It's something I think that you and I have learned through experience. But I believe, and that's one of the epiphanies that I had recently. It's good to talk about it. It's good to share that view and explain why, so that everyone in our functions understands it and can follow that through. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a team play, Volker. I mean, if you think of it, just to bring one bottle of Pantene to a consumer, you need to have the consumer research. You need to have the right research and development. You need to make, pack, ship. You need to have the right distributors, the sales team, the marketing teams. And then all this organization will need to be supported by people like us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take one piece out, it won't work. So we are part of a bigger team. But at the end, the ultimate goal is to add value to the consumer. That's why time to time we step back and check. I mean, how is it linked of what we do to the end goal of the company? So being outcome focused is very important to us, because as I said, I mean, especially lately with all the developments in tech, it's easy to get excited and do things.
It is.
Without being clear on the outcome you want to generate.
It is. And unfortunately, there are more and more opportunities to do so. And all of those opportunities are getting more and more expensive.
Yes.
Now, what I find really great about your role, Onur, is that you truly service end-to-end experience, regardless if it is HR traditionally or not HR traditionally. This is, I have not seen many of our peers having that end-to-end remit. Was that something that you built on purpose, or was that something that just, makes sense for P&G? How did you arrive at a experience-focused services unit versus a more traditional HR shared services organization?
I mean, it evolved over time, Volker, but I mean, as we kept thinking about the employee experience, I mean, it's a holistic concept. And maybe it's a good time to talk a bit about the employee experience and how we are defining it.
Yes.
When we started the journey of employee experience, of course, I mean, it's not like a few years ago, but I mean, a few years ago, we wanted to deeply focus on employee experience. And we started with discussing, okay, what does it mean?
Yeah.
We had many focus groups, lots of connects with our employees, different personas, leaders, managers. And I also realized as we were doing it, many people use UX and EX interchangeably.
Interesting.
But to me, they are two different things.
Yeah.
But after all this work, we came to a model where we said there are three pillars to an employee experience. One is the physical one, so the things happening around us. It could be if you are relocating your household goods shipments, or you are in the office and you check your workplace. The second part is the digital experience. And more than 90% of our time, we are in front of our laptop or using a tech in a meeting room. So the digital experience is very important. And the third piece is the human experience. And the human experience is the experience you have when you interact with your manager, your leader, or the way company interacts with you, which is governed by the policies. So are they established based on sound principles, values? And all of this together creates the employee experience. I give example to our organization, both in HR and in shared services. The first day in the office. Imagine I'm a new hire. It's my first day. I go to the building, get into the reception, and I say, okay, fantastic. It's a great reception. I feel proud to be working for P&G. I go to the reception. They are waiting for me. My badge is ready. They give me my badge. And then they tell me, okay, just swipe it and go to this room. I go to the room. They are waiting for me with my PC,
Laptop,
phone, whatever equipment I need. I go to my desk. Everything works well. I open the PC. An onboarding app pops up. Very user-friendly. Everything is fine. I go to the lunch. Great variety of food. Nice environment. So far, everything is fine. But I mean, you know what? I mean, the manager did not welcome me. My impact plan or work plan was not ready when I came. So I don't know what's going on. So
your colleagues might not know that you have arrived.
Then how do I feel as an employee? Should I be just happy because the office is nice, digital experience is great? No.
No.
I mean, if you pull out any part of the experience, there will always be a bitter taste. So it's a holistic concept. That's why I think shared services and HR functions, they need to work hand in hand. So there is a part that you need to build a manager capability. There is a part that you need to improve your digital tools and also the physical experience. And coming back to my role, I mean, I did not design it myself. But the fact that I have the privilege to lead physical, digital, and human part of the experience is outstanding. It helps us to understand and take action immediately. Of course, I mean, we work hand in hand with my HR colleagues, especially on the human part, but also on the other parts. And we both know that, I mean, it's a combined accountability that we need to deliver. But in our role, the fact that we are owning facilities and real estate, the PC services, the meeting services on top of the traditional HR services adds a lot of value, and we can elevate and amplify the experience we provide.
And you can truly bring a harmonized one-way experience to all of your employees. And this is the goal that many companies, I think, have, but not many get there, because it's not an easy one. So it's amazing, and that's one of the additional exciting reasons why I like to have the conversation with you today. Eri, go one step back to org and structure again. How are your teams structured to deliver those experiences? How have you built your organization so that they can connect and stay in touch with the consumer, connect across different topics in those experiences, and still be, I guess, vertically deep in their areas? How does this shape look like at P&G?
Yeah, I mean, this evolved over time. So the structure we have today is I have the vertical service lines supported by a horizontal capability group. The vertical service lines are digital workplace, as we call it, and facilities. So we manage all the facilities of P&G. Offices, innovation centers, plants. We manage all the meeting rooms. So all the meeting equipment that we provide to our employees. We provide the PC, laptop, tablet. We provide the employee care for both IT and HR, because we know that when an employee calls because of a password issue or a benefit issue, they need to be able to get the service from one place. So this is more, if you will, more the physical and a bit of digital part of the experience. The second group is more focused on the let's say, more emotional services, more sensitive services that impacts employees, but sometimes the families of our employees. So the services include overall talent from job application to retirement, overall relocation, both domestic and international, the benefits. And this group is also managing overall go-to-market for all my service lines, meaning that they are the ones who take the global initiatives and bring it to the market,
Yeah.
customize for the local needs, and then manage all the, change that's required.
Yeah.
The third piece is more, let's say, finance heavy. So this is the overall payroll operations, your compensation, executive compensation, stock purchases, overall time management. So this is the other part. So let's say this is more finance focused. So if you think of it, IT, HR, and finance, if I oversimplify it.
Yeah.
And then the horizontal group is managing overall platforms we have. That's the underlying platform for all our services,
Yeah.
as well as information security,
Mhm.
overall governance, compliance activities,
Privacy,
data
I
and
guess.
analytics.
Yeah.
So all of these capabilities
Yeah.
are serving to the service lines, and service lines are serving to the organization units.
Yeah.
And there is one go-to-market organization that brings all of it to the businesses and the regions. And of course, I also have a group supporting me. I have an HR leader supporting me because it's a big organization, a finance leader because we manage a big budget and capital for the company.
Huge budget with all the facilities.
Exactly. And also the procurement and purchases is extremely important because we provide all these services through our partners. So it's important to have the right contracts, the SLAs, and build long-term relationships, partnership with our partners. But that's the overall structure we have. If you think of it, it's around 40% of my organization is more IT skilled talent. The other 40% is more finance, and the 20% is more HR and other functions. I don't like talking about the functions overall, but this is the skill set that we bring to the table so we can provide holistic experience to the employees.
Fantastic. And when you go into one of those verticals, do you have a separation between the more strategic, forward-thinking, and design activities versus the operational delivery of the service to the consumer, or do you have this all in one?
We mostly drive end-to-end accountability. Of course, within each area, the leader of this area has groups focusing on upstream innovation.
Yeah.
If you think of it, any given time, even today, we have 20 to 30 experiments and proof of concepts going on in my group.
Wow.
Some of it fail, which is okay. We just document the failure, learn from it, and move on. But some of it, do work, and then it adds a lot of value. So there is an overall innovation part, the governance part, compliance part, and also operation part. And the message I'm giving to my organization is operational excellence is the bread and butter of employee experience. Employee experience and operational excellence, they do not compete to each other. No matter what you do to improve the experience, if you are not paying your employee the right amount at the right time, at the right bank account, it won't work. So we are all working for the same objective, because I remember there were some discussions. Okay, which one is more important? Should we focus on EX or should we focus on operational excellence? We are living in a world where the answer is always and. So we need to deliver operational excellence and employee experience. So they all complement each other.
Very well said. Thank you, Onur. And now looking at the horizontal capabilities, which I believe then is also your technology platforms. What's your philosophy when it comes to technology, Onur? Are you towards like best of breed or best of local, or are you a fan of more global platforms? What's what's the thinking that you have when it comes to HR technology and the wider technology space as well?
Yeah. Again, I mean, what I'll say will come on top of the way we started this talk, Volker. So no matter what we do, we always ask the question, okay, how is it adding value to the
Yeah.
consumer?
Yeah.
So rather than trying to be obsessed about the technology, we are obsessed about the consumer and the problem we are trying to solve. Having said that, because we are a global shared service organization, the value we add is amplified if we work on scaled services and solutions overall. It is very hard for me to add value if I have unique systems and services in each and every country. Then I cannot scale it up. Having said that, I mean, we also know that there are local needs. So ours is a combination of having global platforms. That, I mean, we don't have a choice. So those are enterprise systems that we want everyone to be on. But there might be different apps on these platforms to serve the needs of the local organization. The question most of the time that we face with, and it's a challenge, is if you cannot find the perfect off-the-shelf product, do you build in-house or not? So that's a discussion we constantly have, and there are a few considerations there. So the overall principle I have is we build in-house if it adds competitive advantage to P&G. If it's not a competitive advantage, we try to get products off the shelf, because I mean there are brilliant companies out there, so they put a lot of resources behind their research and development. It's their business, and I cannot compete with them. I don't want to compete with them, to be honest. But I mean there are times where we definitely cannot find the capability we need, and then we build something, but we keep checking what's going on in the industry. We have a group that we are closely in touch with many startups, and we try to understand, okay, what capabilities they are bringing. And I don't know the exact number. I mean, we have a handful of startups that we partner with to develop their products. We have an overall development agreement that we try to produce a product together. And it helps. So it's a combination of global standard processes and upstream innovation together.
Brilliant. Very, very interesting. And I think then, putting this together with your earlier number of, what did you say, 20 to 30 experiments that you run, I guess you're also looking at AI?
Yeah, Volker, I think we know. I mean,
we had to go there. Come on, Onur. We had to.
Yes, we have to. But I mean, every time we hear AI, if we put $1 to the side, I mean,
we would be rich. We could
have been rich.
We could be. I mean, the listener doesn't know, but before we started the recording, we talked about being on boats and having nice trips from island to island. We could do this all year long if we would get just a cent for every time, isn't it?
Yeah, very true. I mean, my interaction and history with AI is a bit different.
Yeah.
My wife is a computer engineer. She had been in academy for a long time. She was a professor of computer science for a long time. And her PhD thesis was artificial intelligence, machine learning, and neural networks. And this was 20 years ago.
Wow.
So AI has been a topic in our house all the time. And by the way, I mean, as you can imagine, so she's the smart one at home. So she's even in my work, if I struggle, sometimes I just ping her, okay, what do you suggest? But the thing is, I mean, the overall AI, I mean, many people think it's a revolution and it popped popped up one day with ChatGPT. No, I mean, it evolved over time. So there has been a lot of academicians, many papers written. So it evolved over time. But recently, from AI to Gen AI, then AI agents, so this move was pretty quick. And within my horizontal organization, I have a group. I mean, we call them AI Factory. So as we get all the business cases, the first question we ask is, okay, how can we solve this business case by leveraging technology? And we started implementing for a long time. I mean, we have something we call ChatPG, not ChatGPT, ChatPG. It's a secure environment that we ask our employees to use rather than using external AI engines. And it's becoming the center of attention. I mean, there were lots of discussions. If it's hype, I mean, can we really use it? But we moved so fast from AI, Gen AI to now actually we are building our agents. Actually, we have some agents working and we can see the value they are adding.
Amazing. Yeah.
So the important part is, I think, for us who are in HR and in HR tech area is to manage the expectations of ourselves, our organizations, and our stakeholders.
Yeah.
Because it's not a magic stick that you take AI and solve any problem. It requires a lot of heavy lifting for the knowledge base you have, for the overall data that it operates above. And that's the time that we spend a lot of time on. Okay, do we have the right knowledge base so that we can provide the right insights and answers to the employees? And the overall objective is to be, I mean, AI ready. I mean, the future ready. So in the areas where we clean the data, we take advantage of the technology. In the areas we don't, and we first focus on, okay, let's normalize the data before we go and do anything else. And this group is very important. I mean, the innovation and AI and checking all these developments is part of daily business for us.
You say it's so part of daily business, Onur, and that's amazing. But many people just talk about it, but the stage that you are describing is not where many are, right? That's not even where many of the usual suspects of vendors are, right? When you look into the HR vendor space, yes, there's a lot of talk about agentic AI. But when you then go a bit deeper and try to understand, so what do you actually have? What have you built? What off-the-shelf agents could I use, for example? Then there's not much. Everyone is just building their first agents, and you are there right at the forefront. That's amazing. But there's also something else you said right at the beginning, which is you look at the use case, you look at the business case first, and then see how to solve it best.
Yes.
Where I still see many folks running towards the shiny new thing, right? The hype. This is so well said and rooted in everything that we just said a bit earlier around. We are here to enable our consumers and to make sure that they can get their job done. And so we need to always come from that mindset and not from the shiny new thing that a vendor maybe lets me try today for free, and then tomorrow when I'm hooked on it, I have to pay the big bucks for it.
Yes.
It's dangerous out there.
And yeah, Volker, for people like you and I mean, it feels like we are living in a toy store. I mean, there are so many toys. I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, that's why I started saying we need to start managing our own expectations and managing our own excitement. Because it's very easy to fall into the trap to just go for the nice tool rather than focusing on the business problem we are trying to solve.
It is, and we always need to take this step back and think through again. Is this just a hype? Is it just someone show me a blink blink, or is it solving a problem I have today where I can apply it and get value out of it?
Yeah.
That's the continuous question we have to ask.
And Volker, I mean, thanks for the nice words, but I mean, we are learning. So there
Yeah.
is a, I mean, there is still a lot of effort going on in my organization to get to where we want to be. So we don't think we are there, but I mean, we are balancing our resources on base operation, innovation, stakeholder management. But I mean, all of it is very critical.
And thank you for saying this, Onur, because I believe this is another very important aspect. We are all learning. We are all trying to get better every day. I think, and this is how I think about it. And I think we are aligned on this. We are at an infinite game. We will never be finished. There will never be the final employee experience, and we can lean back and say like, done my job. Let's move on. I think there's always something to change. There's always something to do better. There's always more value to generate. And therefore, it is really important to have this experimental mindset. Yes, and accept failure. And then get up, learn from it, move on, next one. And have this growth mindset of learning every day, which is, again, something that I don't see everywhere. Right? I had the conversation in one of my last episodes. When I think about people, when I think about hiring, I consider it more important to have and hire the right mindset, meaning the growth mindset, the learning mindset, than the right capability. Because I strongly believe you can learn everything if you have the right mindset. Right?
Yep, definitely.
Now, Ono, I think we have a very good understanding now of how your organization is structured, how you focus on it, and what you're trying to drive. Now, let me ask you, what are the KPIs? What are the metrics that you look at to see if you are going to the right direction, if you are successful or not?
I mean, we have service level agreements in different organizations. I mean, of course, the payroll SLA is different than the travel SLA, but in essence, again, at the very high level, so there are four important things that we check. Number one, the operational excellence. So what's the accuracy of, let's say, if it's payroll? So what is the accuracy of our payroll? The second thing is we always check CSAT. So I mean, what is the overall consumer score that we get from our employees? What's working? What's not working? The third one, and I'm not saying one is important than the other, so this is not in order of priority, but the third one is overall compliance. So are we compliant in everything we do? Because something we need to understand is HR and also HR tech professionals. Our employees trust us with their data, and it's so precious. So what we do on information security, making sure our systems are secure, safe, so that's something we constantly check, and we are obsessed with it. And the last thing is, are we within the budget? What is the total cost of serving? And all of it are important, and the combination of these four provides the value to the company that you are working for. So we have all these four for all the services we have. Of course, we try not to over-engineer it, but I mean, we also want to have the global view. Of course, I mean, we are checking it, I mean, monthly, quarterly, just to make sure we are on the right track. If we provide a new initiative, we always check before and after to see if we are on the right track or not. And once you put the right success measures in place, it's much easier to know if you are going to the right direction or not. But I mean, we are very, let's say, obsessed with data in P&G, just to understand if we are on the right track or not.
Which
And
I think is the right thing to do, right? When you think about experience is not soft. It is about data, because data tell you if you're going the right direction, if you're doing the right things at the right cost, right?
Exactly. And those are things, I mean, we cannot lose sight
Yeah.
on. So those are things that are very important. But again, I mean, SLAs are so different. I mean,
Yeah.
for payroll, it's different. For a real estate project, it's very different. But I mean, all are important, and all at the end serve to PNG, our employees, and our consumers at the end.
Fantastic. And now, Onur, when we look at the regular day in the life, I don't know, Monday morning, you start your work. How does a regular day for you look like? Yeah, with all those topics that you have, with the matrix organizations in both from a stakeholder and from a consumer perspective. How does a day in the life of Onur look like? What is happening?
You know, uh, if I step back, Volker, so when I joined PNG, I never thought I would stay that long. I always thought I'll join, I'll work for PNG for a few years, and I'll move to something else.
Yeah.
But I had the chance and privilege to have so different assignments and experiences. So it always felt like I keep doing something new. So
Yeah.
PNG never allowed me to get bored. Let's put it this way. And it's very similar in this role. Actually, in this role, it's amplified. I mean, there are days that I can start my morning learning that there is an issue in one of the offices about, let's say, there is a water leak somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you learn it and you need to do something about it because and we need to fix it before employees come. Of course, I'm not going and fixing it myself, but I need to make sure, okay, we have the right people working on it.
Yeah.
So it could be something very physical, and you may even say tactical, to having 3 to 5 years innovation plan review for the future of the company.
Yeah.
So it's always a helicopter view to ground view. So zooming in and out is what I do. But time to time, I go back and check. Okay, what are the things that I spent my time last month? And if I oversimplify it, close to 50% is staying in touch with our businesses and functions, talking to them, understanding the needs. So this is important work. So we invest a lot of time to understand the needs. So this is the starting point, because if you start wrong, no matter what you do, you will end up in a place that you don't want to be. Then in the remaining 50%, let's say half of it is more being in touch with the services, understand the challenges of the organization, and trying to remove barriers. And the remaining 25% is more checking the SLAs, KPIs, just to make sure we are where we are. It is oversimplifying, but with all the wide services we provide, so these are the things that we work on. But again, I'm lucky. I'm working with brilliant minds at PNG. So my organization is taking care of all of it. I must say. So when I'm involved because I want to remain in touch, but they can run it perfectly. So I have full confidence in the team.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And Onur, believe it or not, time is flying. Time is flying.
Really? What time is it?
So I
Oh
think
my
I
God.
have to come slowly to the last few questions. What I would like to get from you is a bit of a look towards the future. You know, when you think about our function, either within PNG or outside, when you think about the technology, the experience world, in 5 years from now, what do you think has changed, if anything? What stays the same?
Yeah. I think it's, no, of course, none of us is a crystal ball, but I think it's important to start what should remain same. For the HR function, I think it's extremely critical that we should continue to be very relevant to business. At PNG, HR has a seat on the table, so It is a business imperative and will continue this way. That's for sure. I mean, we will see how we will evolve, but the way I think about the way we are structured in many companies, in HR function as well as in shared services, is based on the processes and services, so very vertical. And some organizations do a good job to blend them together and create a mesh for the employees. Some of them do not. If you think of an employee experience, it spans across all these different services. So for them, for an employee, it's one experience. I mean, we just talked briefly about the first day of a new hire, for example. So I think in the future, we should find better ways to balance the global vertical view versus the experience. Because someone has to convert all these verticals to a horizontal. If you don't do anything as the function or with the technology, then it's the burden to the employee to convert all of these to one end-to-end experience.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is as we experience more and more technological development, I think it will be important as HR leaders and HR tech leaders for us to balance between human interaction and the digital capabilities. So this will keep coming. The other thing is, when I talk to my colleagues like you in other big multinationals who are having similar challenges, now that we have all these great chatbots and then the self-serve capabilities, but we are creating some confusion with the employees. Now they don't even know, where to start with. So how can we provide a one unique experience and single entry point to the employee so that they can get whatever they need from there? But all of it to say, I think the future of HR will be more focused on driving employee experience, will continue to be focused on business value, and will continue to focus on leveraging technology more and more and balancing all of this in between. Because at the end, the need for the consumers will not change. It will continue to be our number one priority to meet the needs of the consumers. Therefore, our role will be, how do we enable our organization to provide the right products to our consumers so that they can improve their lives and they can make it simpler. So this will remain same. That's the core of what we do. And that's why I think any HR professional, HR tech professional should keep reminding himself, herself, what's the outcome I'm trying to generate.
What are we doing it for? Brilliant. Very wise words. Thank you so much, Onur.
No, thank you. It's great to talk to you as always, Volker, and I really enjoy the podcasts. I think it's important to keep discussing it, and we all learn from each other. So thanks for enabling that.
No, thank you.